let's do a little round robin of everybody holding up their project. Cause we did talk about doing that. And I think everybody would like to see everybody else's, no matter how much or how little you've done. Okay, Audrey.
Just second, I was just had
Oh, okay.
a few stitches left on a needle, which is not a good time to hold it up. Here we
Well, you know-
go. I just
Oh,
joined
look at that.
color A. It's
Nice.
really fun.
Beautiful.
I'm really liking it. I hope everybody else is. It's just so fun.
Janet, how about you?
I haven't started the new clue yet. I'm just swatching a different pattern right now. But here is my squished up shawl.
Very nice. So you have all the colors probably. Oh, you haven't started clue 3, so you haven't used that
No,
yet.
I haven't started this one yet.
Hi.
I'm swatching the Artisan Anne right now.
Oh, nice. Elizabeth, how about you?
I am on the most recent clue and hoping I have the right yarn. This is my square.
Oh, very
This
nice.
is- I've got it on 2 circulars, which makes it a little cumbersome, but there, you can see the corner right there.
You're
So, yeah.
doing the square, right?
Yes, I am doing the square. I really
Very
like it.
nice.
Really like
Marsha? Marsha?
I'm doing the
Marsha.
triangle. Right side. And I am finishing up color A. And I was so convinced that I'm not going to finish, I'm not going to have enough yarn, that I ordered another skein because I absolutely love the Jacob. And I figure that I will get a wonderful pair of fingerless gloves for the winter.
Very nice.
I had just that much yarn left on
Wow.
color A. I just finished it, Marcia. Well, I just undid my swatch, which gave me 11 grams.
Good
And the interesting thing was that I undid the swatch and I made a small skein out of it. And I steamed it with my steam iron, which has really strong steam. And you could watch the yarn, I had it around the ironing board. You could watch the yarn relax as you held the steam over it.
Wow. Nice.
It was absolutely astonishing. It literally moved across the ironing board.
Steam is so cool. Lucy, how about you?
Well, I have a story to tell about color A, but here I'm really doing pretty well at this point. I'm working on color C, and I've just started that fun knit 3 together, or knit 2 together 3 times, and then a bunch of yarn overs. And
Okay.
anyway,
Cool. So
I'm
if you finish clue 3, then you have used all the yarn, all the different yarns at that point.
okay.
Right?
I think so. Yeah. I was doing the last row of this band with color A. And I had a fresh ball when I started, and I got to the last quadrant and I was out of yarn. And so I looked for the small ball of yarn that I had left over. Couldn't find it anywhere. Pulled all the cushions out from the couch. We looked under all the furniture, just insane. I finally said, okay, I'm going to rip up a row and cheat, which I did. So I had the right number of things. Today, I went to sit down on the couch. There it sat. Do you suppose my little friend who's sleeping next to me?
I was going to say, did you look in the
I-
dog bed?
I blame the cat.
Must have been. We looked all over. It was just terrible. I was so frustrated.
He had it somewhere, huh?
Yeah, he did.
Deborah, how about you?
Well, thankfully, I am so glad about the suggestion to use my swatch for color A, because that's where I am at the moment. Is
Uh-huh.
I'm on, I think I have 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of the 9 of color of the garter ridges, but I only have a smidgen of yarn left. So hopefully, so I assume, Anne, that if it's short, it's just short a row, right? In the pattern. I mean, it's not going to be the end of the world, right?
Well, you do have to have the right number of stitches when you get to the,
Oh, yeah.
and because you're increasing, you need to,
Yeah.
but you could put a little narrow stripe of one of your other colors in, if you could do that. Like I said, those patterns are very malleable and easy to change. So if you want to add another garter stitch row in color C or
Yeah,
something,
that's what I was thinking. Maybe
where you
that
might
real
have left
dark.
over. Yeah.
That won't show as much.
Yeah.
Okay. Thank you.
You're welcome. Okay, Ann Hutchison.
Ah, well, speaking of being a little short on. Now, there we are. I am no longer muted. Speaking of being a little short on color A, I was one whole garter row short, but to cheat to get the number of stitches right, since I had to rip back and figure out what I was doing anyway, because I had made another problem, I did not do the decrease on the first row. So I added 1 stitch, and that got me to the right stitch count with only 8 garter rows.
Oh, good.
So that worked out really nicely. And I have 3 stitches from the end here, and I'll hold it up in a second where it falls down. There we go. So
Oh, pretty. I know they're all the same, but still I love seeing everybody's different.
It's a
They feel a
very
little
handsome,
different.
Yeah.
it's a very handsome piece.
They
Yeah.
are nice. And this is the triangle, of course.
Cynthia, how about you? How's yours coming along? Wow.
Talk, Cynthia.
She's muted. There we go.
Yeah, so I have it on the blur, so you can't see it too well. But there it is. I did run short of yarn A, 1 garter ridge, and I cheated with the parfait worsted, which you can't really. I mean, the man riding by on the horse will not notice.
Right. Dee Dee,
That's
how about,
design element.
Hazel Tyndall told us that.
yeah, if you
Shetland.
can't see it from a galloping horse, it's not important. Dee Dee, how about you? Why don't you hold yours up and let us see? Look at that.
Oh, nice. And
Wow.
I didn't have a problem with A.
Yeah, I
Much
didn't either.
left.
Yeah, I had a lot left.
What
In
I have,
fact-
but go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think I said this before, but in my prototype, which I made bigger, I did run out of A by like 4 rows, I think. But I took out 30 rows of the center section to compensate for that. And so I was really sure, and I had a lot of yarn left over then. And so I was pretty sure it was enough, but it's interesting how different it all works out for people. So
I'm always way off on my row gauge,
mhm.
enough so that if I'm doing a pattern that color work yoke or something like that, I have to really calculate and figure out where I'm going to get those extra rows.
Yeah, and it's smart of you to do that with something that has to fit like a sweater. So Deborah, how about you? Let's see yours.
I'm working on the last clue and I have about 2 more rows to go and I did not run out of color A. But I'm very pleased with it.
Excellent.
Thank you.
Judy, how about you?
And I'm doing the triangle. It's all pretty crumbly.
I-
But, it's been
It's
a-
hard to,
Yeah.
very nice. And
Yeah.
you're enjoying it?
Oh, yeah. It's been fun to try the different yarns. I mean, not only see them and feel them, but to knit with them and see what it's like. So
Yeah, it really makes the experience vivid when it really drives home the whole point of making these yarns, you know?
Yeah.
I know, I wish more people would take advantage.
yeah.
Okay, let's see. How about Barbara? How about you? You're muted, so
Hold on.
Mhm.
I'm on the triangle also. I'm started the 4th clue.
oh,
I love
nice.
it. I really do, Anne.
And Barbara's been a customer of ours
Yeah.
forever. But
Eons.
I think, is this your first knit along though? Or your first?
No, I've done them before.
Oh,
I've
okay.
done all your mystery knit alongs.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, I don't remember.
No, that's all right.
I feel like I don't see you enough.
I don't think I called in for the Zooms.
Oh, okay. That must be why.
Yeah.
Donna, how about you? Let's see yours. And everyone is keeping up really well too. I mean, you're all kind of at the same place.
I was on the last half. I'm doing the square.
Mhm.
I was on the last half of the last garter row with color A. So I pulled out, I had done 2 swatches, so I pulled out the one and that was plenty. So I'm on the last row of clue 3. So I'm ready to start clue 4.
Excellent. Julie, how about you? Julie Pasternak.
Here's mine. I just started clue 4 about an hour ago. I'm on the 2nd row of clue 4. So it's coming along.
You can really see, when you hold up yours, whatever the lighting is in your house, you can really see all the different colors. You can see,
Yeah. Yeah.
you can see color C really nicely. It
Yeah.
kind of pops out.
The stripe that pops out.
Mhm.
Yeah. And I was going to do a little advertisement too, Anne, while we had the break for the week. You know, I picked up that Pachuco yarn and I started my hobo.
Oh, that.
So I've been working on that the week we didn't have the clue, and that ad came out today with the yarn in it. So, or yesterday, I don't know when it was. So I thought this is what you can make with that.
The rare purple FIFO that we were talking about last week or the week before.
Yeah, and I ordered some more of the fingering weight in the other colors yesterday because I thought that would make a really pretty walking in shade scarf with the, you know, the stripes.
Yeah.
So I did all 4 of the other colors in the fingering weight to do that.
Oh, nice.
So,
That'll be nice.
Yeah.
Is
I
that
like it.
color called mauve?
Yes.
Okay, because I just ordered it. I want to make sure I got the right one.
Yeah. Anna, how about you? How are you doing? You're muted, so
Yeah, there we go. I'm just 3 rows short of the last clue.
Look at that. Cool.
That shows the colors really pretty.
Yeah. And the patterns.
And I had about 1.7 grams of A left.
That's, but considering, are you doing a square or a round, triangle?
So just a triangle, yeah.
That's a lot then, because it's only 57 grams, you know, to begin with.
Yeah, so just the 1.7 grams left. That was it. But yeah.
Trisha?
Yeah, it's really,
Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Finish your
Oh, I was
sentence.
gonna say, one thing I wanted to remark on was how nicely this yarn slides across the needles. It's so nice. Yeah.
Yeah. And considering it's quote rustic and, more toothy than, a highly processed yarn, that's a real compliment too. Trisha, how about you? Let's
Hi.
see your. Hi. Look at that.
I'm doing the
Are you
square,
knitting a,
so it's
you're
not going
knitting
to
a
all fit.
square? Oh,
I love it.
That looks
And
great.
I just started the last clue from this week and I think it's color D, right? But that's, I think out of all of them, that's my favorite so far.
the D.
Yeah.
That D is beautiful. Yeah.
That's the Shetland that
Right.
we talked about last week. Yeah.
Yeah, I need to watch the video. I think I missed that Zoom.
Yeah. Actually, it's ended up spanning several videos because there's so much information about Shetland. So we did one session about the sheep and the history, and then there was a short session about just the wool itself, and then we did a session about the half shawl, the history of the half shawl. That's another session. So that was a long segment. I had to break it up.
And I signed up for the barn box, so I'm excited to
Oh, very
that
nice.
as well. Yeah.
We have some great offerings for next year. We have to sort through everything we have and figure out where we're going to place everything. But it'll be another good year next year. So
Have I missed the discussion of yarn E?
no, that's at the end. That's next week.
Oh, it's next week.
Yeah, tonight we're gonna do yarn C.
Oh,
We-
okay. I knew
we
I
already-
was behind.
No,
And I
we
have
still, we still have a
I-
couple weeks to go,
Can I ask
Marsha.
one quick question? Has anyone else run out of yarn on any of the other colors?
Not yet.
Okay.
I would say the only other yarn you're in danger of using more of would be yarn D because it occurs twice. So you did that one band in the middle of the garter stitch section with D, and then you're gonna, in this new clue, you're gonna use it again. So that would be the only one. Okay, let's see, Jean.
So I'm not as far as everybody else. I'm really behind. So I'm on the end of B, and the B became, because I didn't have enough, a clue 2, I guess is what you call it. But I also did not have enough A, and I knew I wasn't going to because I kept weighing it. And so instead of using all of it and then only having like 2 rows to do with whatever color, I stopped the A with after 10 rows, and I'm working with this color, which is Kent DK, because it's more gray, and I could see that gray is going to be more dominant going forward. So I thought it might be a good introduction into that.
Yeah.
I don't know if it's going to work, but it's worth trying because I wanted it to have at least 4 rows. It's going to end up having 8 rows so that you can really see the color
Yeah.
enough to make it look like it belonged,
Yeah, totally.
So
And
yeah,
and
and
that's
it,
a good strategy to
yeah. So I do have A left. If anybody wants, you could do 4 more rows. If that's all you need, I'll be glad to send it to you. But yeah, it was just kind of clear to me that it wasn't going to go. So I want to think through before I just stopped, and then I ended up not having enough to make it look like it was intentional. So
yeah.
that was my thought.
Well, thanks for sharing that.
Yeah.
And it's a like I said several times, this is a project not to worry over or get too frustrated with. It's something you can work with. The design is workable with other strategies, you know, making different
Yeah.
stripes or changing your colors around as you please. So
And it's actually, to be honest with you, this kind of stuff is fun for me. I like those challenges when I'm like, okay,
yeah,
let's see how we can, figure this one out. So I
Yeah.
like that process. So
yeah,
you
any
know.
sport weight yarn. I mean, not so much. I haven't seen it in this project so much, but when we did a half shawl in one of the clubs. I think it was the first or second club we did. And a lot of people threw in a color with their natural yarns. So it's an opportunity to throw a dash of dyed yarn in if you've got a dyed sport yarn that you want to put in, or, whatever.
Yeah. So I
Jose-
love it. I'm loving this.
Jose?
Well, Jean, you're not the one running. I haven't even started. And I can't show you what I'm
You make
knitting
me
on,
feel so good. Thank you.
At this point, I'll wait till the whole pattern is in one piece and then I'll knit it then.
It's almost there. We're almost there.
Yeah, exactly. It won't be long now.
Sue Wilson?
So the only knitting time I get is these sessions that we meet together, and sometimes I get pulled away for a crisis call. So I'm still on clue 1. I just started the lace, but I'm loving it. So this is my decompress time.
Well, and the nice thing is if you're behind, you have the benefit of hearing everyone else's strategies for running out of yarn. So you can make different choices if you have to. Like you could put some striping in the very early part of the the garter stitch section so that you'll have enough color A for later or whatever you want to do. So excellent. All right, let's see. Amanda.
So I'm knitting the triangle. As you can see, I'm still only pulling my stitches off again on clue 2. I was about the end of this first use of section A, and I realized I was going to run out of yarn because I weighed it and I went, yeah, that's not using the yarn up too fast. So I ripped it out. Well, I checked my gauge first. I was way over gauge. So I ripped it out, restarted. I thought, okay, great. Now I've got it. Knit all the way through the lace section. Got to the end, either the last row or the next to the last row, and looked at it and went, I've been using the wrong double decrease. It probably doesn't matter, but it's going to bug me. So I ripped all that out, did that over. And then 2 nights ago, I got to the end of the second group of section A, and I had enough yarn. That was not a problem. I had the wrong stitch count, and I couldn't figure out where I was off. So I had to rip that out because until I got it to the stitch count. So this is a double triangle or something. I don't know.
You're knitting it enough times that you'll have it memorized.
Yes. Or I feel like I should have opted for the rectangle or the squares as much as I'm knitting it.
Gika, how about you? How are you doing?
I have just started clue 4, and I just started that row, so I don't want to pull it. Anyway, I'm loving it, just like everybody else. I do have a question about this chart C3. So are those 17 stitch repeats going to line up with the previous ones, or are they going to shift over?
No, they line up.
Okay. Because I was just looking at my stitch count and I'm wondering where I have the remainder stitches. I'm wondering if I'm off.
Well, it shifts because in the previous section you have built up to the point where you have another repeat per row. but it's split up between the beginning
Yeah,
and the end of the
yeah.
row. So the whole thing shifts over.
Okay, so the chart shifts so that it lines up correctly.
Yes, yes.
Okay, got it, got
It's
it.
charted so that it, oh, you scared me to death right there.
No, it scared me and I just wanted to. No, I
It's
see
charted
now
so
the
that
way
it
the
lines,
decrease-
it's charted so that it lines up, but it's gonna feel unfamiliar because it's a different,
it's a
the
different part of it. Yeah,
repeat is different.
gotcha.
Okay,
I think
Sherry?
I'm cool with this. Thank you.
C3 is something that is for the triangle, but not the square. Is that right? Or am I missing something?
I'm in the triangle.
No, it's the square too. It's the
Really?
new clue. It's the fourth.
Oh,
clue.
okay. The next clue.
Mhm.
Got it.
Sherry,
Thank you.
Sherry, let's see your shawl. Are you making the square or the triangle?
Triangle.
Beautiful.
There's
I love everyone's different light shows it off differently too.
I also ran out of A, but I filled it in with parfait. Seemed like a good plan. And
Yeah.
I just started clue 4. Just started.
Very nice. Sue L.
I just started the last clue. I've got the square on 2 needles. This is the first time I've really spread it out. It's really getting big.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good.
It's such a nice blanket size. And
Yeah,
shareable because it's square, it's more shareable. It'd be such a nice gift for a wedding or something.
Mine's
It's a
for
little,
my granddaughter.
yeah, it's a little big for a baby, but it's a nice TV watching blanket.
I'm not sure I
Lynn-
want to share mine. I'm glad I have the triangle. I'm selfish or anything.
It's okay. Linda, Cleveland.
So let's see, I just started the 4th clue. And I'm on that first row. I'm glad Geeka asked her question because I had the same question. But anyway, that's where
Oh,
we-
very nice. Wow, you have nice lighting there. Look at that.
I took it, I had finished clue 3 a while ago, and so it was tucked away, and I just took it out today and put it on my bed, and I thought, man, that's pretty. It's really so nice.
It's really striking.
Yeah, it is. It's just, it's different. It's just different.
Yeah.
So. I'm
Karen?
enjoying it.
She's gonna unmute.
I'm working on the triangle, the shawl,
Oh,
and I
uh-huh.
am finishing up clue 2. So
Nice.
a little behind, but it's coming along and it's a lot of fun. It's a lot of fun,
And you have the rest of the summer to finish it, so.
which is good.
Yeah, it's a nice, once you get going, it's really a nice kind of, if not mindless project, it's easy and rhythmic to work on and not too fine or anything, so. Melanie, how about you? Let's see yours.
So I'm on clue 4. Absolutely love it. I did want to say, what I did was once you get all the balls open, I lined them up in order and took a picture on my camera.
Oh, God.
So that I could go back and go, oh, that's D, or that's,
I do
so
that.
if that helps anybody, go for it. So
Yeah, I did the same thing.
I'm doing the triangle, and like I said, I'm on 4. So, and I
Very
did have enough yarn, and I have a little bit left. If anybody needs it, just put your name and let me know, and I will be happy to mail it to you.
That's so nice. Everyone is always so generous at times like this. I love it.
So
I don't,
along the same lines of the picture, I put each one in a Ziploc bag and put a little piece of paper with the letter on because I don't trust myself to keep track.
or to keep it in the brown bag.
Yeah, no, that was not gonna work.
Okay, I don't know your name, SM Roy, but you're next.
Well, it's actually Sue, and I don't know why it came up that way, but that's okay.
Hi, Sue. I was
I'm
gonna guess Sue, but I didn't want to overstep. So.
yeah, I'm trying to get a lifeline in because I'm looking at everybody else's and there's more lace coming, and that is not my strong point. But there's mine. That's how far I am.
Oh, very nice. That's a good idea, to put a lifeline in so that if you do have to rip back, you have it secured. You have your stitches secured at a certain point.
And I finished the section with 10 inches of color A left. That was it.
Wow.
So I was getting a little nervous at the end.
You did well. You did well. Debbie? Oh no, Amy?
Sorry.
That's okay.
Hang on just a second. Let me not destroy my hard work here. I'm doing the triangle. I'm at the I've started today, like the clue that came this week. So
like that there.
that's
Very
maybe there's the front of it. That would be more helpful to show everyone. So yeah, so I'm good. And
You're several rows into clue number 4.
Yep, I am. Yep, I'm about halfway through 4, and I also finished my artisan Anne.
Oh, did you?
I did, and I will show the little. Maybe I can show the part of the sleeve where the pretty work is. I don't know if everybody can see it.
It's hard to see in your lighting.
Yeah,
but-
my light is crappy. I put pictures on the there's a like little picture on the Ravelry site if anybody's interested. So I finished my Anne summer collection. So I have my Amalfi Coast skirt and my Atlantique sleeveless top, and now I have this artisan.
Oh
Anne
my
sweater to go with it.
God.
So there's a
Perfect.
picture of all of them laying out together, and I'm so it's been wonderful. So I have enjoyed
Aw.
every minute of doing it. So,
That's nice. And you're just getting into the hottest days of the year when you can wear that stuff.
yeah. So it's been good.
Very nice. Debbie, how are you feeling, Debbie? Feeling any better?
I'm still sick, but I am knitting and I am three rows from the done on clue 4.
Oh, look at you. You're
Oh.
on there. That looks nice. Very pretty.
And I was wondering at the very beginning if it was going to line up too, and it lines up perfectly. So everything's fine. And I did not run out of the color A, but it's the closest I've ever come with Anne's pattern and Anne's yarn. So,
Interesting.
yeah.
When the pattern gets published for everyone, I'll have to increase the amounts for color A just so that it's people can cover their butt with it. Carrie?
Fewer calls.
I'm doing the triangle. Oh, can you see that? Can you see it?
Pretty.
Yes.
Okay. So I also ran out of color A and also used the parfait worsted. So yeah, I have
Good choice.
like 5 rows left. 4 rows left of clue 4.
Oh, you're right. You're caught up.
I'm chugging along. Yeah.
Kathy Drake?
Yes, sorry, I had to step away earlier.
No, it's fine.
I am done with clue 4.
Oh,
Wow.
Wow, that looks nice.
So pretty.
That's all. I finished that yesterday, and this is what I had left of color A. So
I'm sure a lot of people are
fun.
jealous of that.
But I wanted to say that as much as I'm enjoying the yarn, my fellow companion, I have a cat here. She's back there, and she has been burying her face in color D. Buries her face into the skein. She pats at it with her paws and she nips and grabs it with her teeth and shakes it like it's alive. I have to monitor the yarn with her very closely.
That's interesting. I know a lot of lots of times dogs will be really attracted to alpaca fiber, but that would be the Shetland fiber then.
Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah. It must just have a more raw smell or something.
More enticing.
It's
Yeah.
just very unusual. It completely ignores all my other yarn. This is the first yarn that she's ever pursued. So,
She's beautiful.
she's a stray. I picked her up. She adopted me. We wrote a contract, and part of the contract was I peruse and hunt every night, and I'll spend the day with you. But she's 15 now, so she's a little slower in the evenings.
Oh. Let's see. Julie, how's yours coming along? So Julie has behind her the mystery wool long blanket from last year.
Yeah, I do. And that that's last year's. So I am actually just starting the last row of clue 4.
Look at
And,
that.
Ooh. I don't know if you can see it very well.
So pretty.
And I did not run out of yarn A either. So actually got quite a bit left. So if anybody needs it, let me know and I can send it to them as well.
Good to know. Julie, another Julie right next to you.
You mean me?
Yes.
Okay, hi. Yeah, I had to step out earlier myself, but I just started the 4th one. And yeah, I've got the right side out. I did run out of color A, but I was one of those people that was so excited to get started. I started on the larger needle and I had 1 row more of color A that I needed.
Oh, and it probably was smaller.
Oh, I waited. I bought another one because I absolutely adore that yarn. That is, that has made a big impression on me. So thank you for that. And
I'm really impressed by how many people love that yarn. It's one of my favorites, but
it's
my
so
favorite.
scrunchy,
Yeah.
but light, and it's so different from everything else. But
yeah,
it felt so good to work with. Learning how to count and count and count and count, and then go back and count again. So, and normally that's not a problem with me, but but it's been fun and a mental game to figure out how to make the pattern line up properly when you've miscounted. So you've helped introduce me to figuring out my mistakes without having to rip out 4 rows because I just don't have the time. And
oh good.
I envy everybody who's doing the square because it is wonderful. I would just not have the time. So you guys knit so much faster than I, but they're all beautiful.
Sheila, how's yours coming along?
Hi, I just did a split splice to get started on clue 4. And this is my triangle. I decided to make 2 triangles instead of 1 square because I don't want to share it. And I think my sister would really like the shawl too. So I love it. And to whoever who said that the comment about their cat, this ball of D, I found outside of the bag and it wasn't in ball form. Oops. And it wasn't in skein form.
Oops.
Yeah, big oops. And my yarn is now very carefully monitored for this project. And my cats have never done that either. So I think that that's pretty interesting. Just cats, what are you going to do?
They must be Anglophiles because that's the British Shetland. Anyway, Carol. Hi, Carol.
Hello.
I'm also doing the triangle, and I don't know if you can see this all, I'm partway through a purl row.
Uh-huh.
And I don't know, I have a lot of these little thingies hanging off because I like to put like crochet cotton onto my stitch markers, and then I weave the thread into my shawl so that because I've had those where you slip the stitch marker and the marker goes flying, and so I do that to keep the stitch on. And it also helped a lot when I was working clue B, I think, when there was a central double decrease over one of the pattern repeat lines.
Right.
I could just knock the marker off and it just dangled there by the thread. I work my central double decrease and then I put the marker back on.
And
And
that's
I
so
never had.
clever.
Yeah, so I learned that from Mary Martin. I don't want to take credit for it. Mary Martin's the genius behind that. So anyway, and then someone else said that they were having problems with like keeping track of their yarn. I got these little ball,
Yarn
what are
bra,
they called?
yarn
Yeah,
bras.
and I've got this at Maryland Sheep and Wool, and like my set came with A, B, C, and main color. So here is C. It's
Ah,
just labeled on there, so I just put my yarns into that. And I think the designer was called Mid Mitten Designs. She's on Etsy. And I know I was just in her Etsy shop the other day, and she still has a bunch of these. And it's great for tracking, mystery yarns.
too bad we didn't know about each other then. We might have asked her to, like, I don't know, make a set available to people and that they could
Yeah.
buy or whatever.
Yeah, well, maybe for next time. But I
Yeah.
also wanted to say thank you so much for putting Dee back into the pattern after talking about Yarn Dee last week. Because, after you talked about it, I was like, oh man, I forgot to notice what Dee was like when I was working Clue B. So I'm really glad you reintroduced it.
Awesome. Let's see, Cheryl, how are you doing?
I'm doing well, thank you. Here's my, I knew that the first month was not going to be good knitting time for me, and I'm very slow. And on the lace part, I did every row 4 times at least because I'm not very accurate, but it's coming along.
It looks beautiful.
I'm pleased. I'm pleased, and I am on my last row of this one that's running short. I just waited. I have 3 ounces for my last 2 rows, which is plenty because I've been keeping track. So I'm going to have enough and of the Jacob to finish out, and I'm feeling good about it, even though I am not quite finished with week 2, but you've said it's much less from here on. So, and I have much less going on the next 2 weeks. So I think I'm in good shape. And I'm really liking it, and I'm so appreciative. It's been great.
Awesome. That's really good to know. I'm glad you're enjoying it. Everyone seems to be enjoying it. I think that's all the people who have their cameras on. Unless someone else wants to go who doesn't have their camera on.
And I wanted to say that the way I marked my balls of yarn was I had some price tags left over from a yard sale that had stuff attached. So I just moved them over some of the yarn that I wasn't going to use for a while. So I have a little price tag on each of my and that has worked really well.
That reminds me, I wanted to ask about the how did you design the bags? They're so fun.
The bags?
Yeah, the newspaper.
Oh, we just bought those.
Oh, did you?
Yeah, we bought those.
I
so
like
those. Yeah, we bought them from a paper bag company. I think we bought 1,000 of them or 1,200 or something like that. Yeah, and then Michelle designed the stickers to look like because it's a mystery knit along. She wanted to make the letters look like they were cut out from magazines and stuff. So like a ransom note.
A ransom note, yeah.
They
Audrey,
look
do you
like
have a
they're from the
question?
game Clue.
What?
I said I'm sorry.
I think they look like they're from the game Clue, you know, where
Exactly.
everything's
Yeah.
symbol.
Audrey, do you have a question?
Yes, I do. In the email that came out about the next clue, this one, they have mystery Wollongong clue 4, and then they've labeled British Jacob, Wensleydale, Shetlandia, and then East Frisian. Is that the one that we didn't talk
That's what
about
we're-
yet?
Yeah, that's what we're talking about tonight. So
Oh, okay.